Good morning, I'm Kim. You're watching Kim Wilson TV. My channel is dedicated to helping victims of narcissistic abuse get free and stay free. Okay, so this piece of shit has devastated your life. They have shamed you and humiliated and blamed you and guilt-tripped you and fucked with your mind. They have gaslit you. They have triangulated you. They have hoovered you in and out, back and forth. They have absolutely rendered you incapacitated. Your mind is twisted. Your finances are screwed. Your career is coming to a crashing halt. I mean, the entire thing is coming unglued. You're losing your mind. It's all fucking bad. Yet people keep saying, I still love them. I still miss them. I wish it had been different. You know, I don't get that. And I don't get it, though it's happened to me. Now, this final time I left, I was done. I'd absolutely had enough, but this is not the only time I've left. And this sure as hell isn't the first time I've left. I'd left maybe 5, 6, 7 times. I don't know. I lost count before this final departure. Fortunately, at the point of this final departure, I'd seen it all. The mask had fallen, and I saw it, and I knew what I was dealing with. It was over for me. It was absolutely over. I'm done, and I'm never going back. But when I look back at previous departures from the insanity, I would be in bed crying. I mean, wailing, heartbroken, missing him, maybe still loving him, though I didn't find him physically attractive. I thought he was a moron. I thought he was a slob. I thought he was a horrible pig of a man. And yet there I was, missing him and thinking I still loved him. So there it was, a bloody nightmare unfolding, and I would leave, and I would go back to my own home. I would take my things from his house, and I'd be done with him. But I was sad, you know, and of course Trevor wasn't feeling sad. Trevor would immediately go out and find new supply, get them on the fast track to getting them moved in, right, because he needs them there. He needs them right there. And what would happen? Oh, well, they're not as good as a cook as Kim. They're not as involved, you know, socially as Kim is with different issues and kind of global and community activism. They didn't have as much money as me, perhaps. Perhaps they didn't give him access to their bank card, credit cards, etc., things like that. Didn't have the type of credit rating that I had. Couldn't get him the things he wanted. You know, couldn't defend him in court as I had. You know, all of these things. And the new victim would start to fall short. So immediately, the new victim had to go. He had to get me back. And it would always start the same way. You know, a couple of text messages that turned into phone calls, that turned into him crying, say how he wanted to marry me, what a horrible mistake he'd made. Would I just come back? Now, initially, I think the initial act of sex with them is almost like some kind of sexually transmitted evil virus or something that they put on us. It gets us absolutely hooked, like absolutely primed for the ensuing abuse. And I think that, well, I'll tell you, in my research about, you know, the possibility of demons, and I think we'd all agree there's something quite demonic about them. Every single thing I read, you know, made reference to sexual energy demons, sexual soul vampires, and sex just keeps coming up. And, you know, I'm starting to think that this is a portal, like this is, you know, some kind of evil sex virus that they're putting on us. I think most of us would agree that they're absolute sexual predators. Now, whether they're having sex with you or withholding sex from you or having sex with someone else and triangulating you, sex is definitely a huge, huge part of their control and manipulation over victims. Now, in my research about the possibility that they're demonically possessed, of course, I've had to do quite a bit of research on Satanism, demonic possession, these sorts of things. And I find this very, very prevalent in comments from men where the narc woman is really quite a seductress. Now, it doesn't matter what avenue I go up, whether it's demonic possession, satanic rituals, any of it. It all is heavily, heavily coded in sex. I mean, bizarre sexual behavior, bizarre satanic sexual rituals, sex, 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 over and over again. I truly do believe that sex is a portal for them to control victims. Being a dead and empty vessel, I think the narcissist really needs to extract as much energy as they can from a victim, and sexual energy seems to be something that really, really feeds them. And I think a lot of victims will say, certainly I will say, it was one of those catalysts that definitely got me back with Trevor. It definitely put me back in a very dangerous situation where now I had been free, got with him one time, had sex with him, and there I was, going down the black hole again. I don't think any other type of energy extraction from a victim fills their void quite the way that sexual energy does. I think this is kind of the big feather in their cap. It is something that leaves them feeling more satisfied when they have extracted sexual energy from you. Now, keep in mind, they have no capacity to love you. You're really nothing but a tool of masturbation, but I think they do feel that it extracts a part of you that feeds them in a way that nothing else really does. Now, I know in my case, and I hear this from a lot of victims, that sexual energy is really coveted by the narcissist. Even though you're nothing more than a tool of masturbation, they seem to take absolute ownership over that sexual bond that you have with them, to the point that you can't smile at another person, you can't make eye contact with a waiter. They become bitterly, bitterly jealous and need all of your sexual energy, or anything that they're perceiving as sexual energy. They need it all directed at them. Absolutely need to own it, lock, stock, and barrel. I think part of the reason why, when people do get hoovered back in and they do decide to go back, I think we've started to wake up. Whether or not we know what it is, we know it's toxic. We know it's not good. So I think that on times when I went back, there would almost be, an emotional space that I would create where he wasn't able to extract as much sexual energy from me. Like I was only half there. And I think that's why when you go back, it starts going shit show sideways so quickly, because you're just not falling for it the way you used to. You've started to put, defense mechanisms and guards up that they're detecting, because they're just not getting that really fluid, flow of sexual energy from you as a victim anymore. Now, if I found a couple of blogs or books or, YouTube videos that said sex is a way for these demons to get into your life, I might have, kind of thrown that in the air a bit and wondered about it for a while. But, oh no, it's everywhere. It's absolutely everywhere. Anyone claiming to know or believe that they're demonically possessed absolutely says that sex is the portal to them ultimately controlling and manipulating and destroying your life. Now, I found a really frightening, interesting but frightening article that claimed that 50 to 60% of children under the age of 12 have been somehow affected by narcissistic sexual abuse. Sadly, pedophilia amongst narcissists is extremely prevalent. Another one, of course, is incest. Now, experts will say that their desire to have sex with a sibling really does stem from the fact of sibling rivalry. They're envious of their siblings, so having sex with them is the quickest, easiest way for them to extract their life energy, extract their life force, and leave them feeling shamed and humiliated. Now, to kind of further the exploration on this topic, I really hope you guys will share your own personal experiences in the comments below, and let us all know if you felt that sex was, you know, a bit of a mind control virus that they were spreading on you, if it was a means of control, or if you feel like your narcissist got more of a buzz from extracting this type of supply from you. Guys, I think in the end, the best bet is do not have sex with one of these fiends. I mean, just for God's sakes, protect yourself. Knickers up. No sex with the demons. Guys, I'm Kim. You're watching Kim Wilson TV. I wish you guys all a really great narc-free day today. Peace be with you. Love you lots.